All right, Dan, question one is scripted. Everything else is not. How did you accidentally fall into franchising?
Kind of a long story short, my business partner and I, we were both pretty much kind of part of another franchise. He was more so than I was, and we didn't really care for their models and stuff like that. So what we ended up doing is we ended up trying to build a brand that was completely opposite of any franchise out there that we know of, especially in our industry. And we just kind of went from there and took all their bad and turned it into good for us. And we built up a brand and decided, hey, why not? Let's share it with everybody else. And so we wanted to kind of get the model out there, and maybe it'll change other brands and other models and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we stumbled across doing it from the beginning.
All right, so you're at another business and you're looking at the gaps, and you and your partner decide that you're gonna close those gaps. What what maybe surprised you, or you were unprepared for in going into business for yourself, that you were like, wow, maybe we should have thought about that as part of the process?
Well, there's a lot of different things, you going into business, and you don't really know. Um, we made all the mistakes in the beginning, as probably most business people out there do, and stuff like that. And the good thing for us is we made the mistakes for our franchisees, is what we're hoping, and so that way they don't make the same mistakes and things like that. So, going through, and it's just it's day to day, and it's constantly learning. Everything's evolving, everything's changing. We're learning as the time goes on as well. We're hoping to continue to grow and stuff like that. So it's more of a learning process day to day. But we did all the mistakes in our business in the beginning, and hopefully we ironed all those things pretty much out for our franchisees. Is kind of where we're going.
When you guys were working through the plan to go do this, what were some of the things that you thought needed to stand out in a positive way when creating the business that maybe you didn't see at another franchise?
Yeah, so the other franchises that we were part of, basically the model that they set out, they were more interested in money versus and sales and products, that you're buying versus quality of candidates and leads and stuff like that that we want to do. We would rather have 50 qualified franchisees versus everyone else is trying to shoot for the quite a few hundred to 1,000. So our goal was, let's get the quality people in here. We don't care how much money that we're selling of products and they're buying from us versus what everyone else is doing. That's kind of where they make their money, is how much products are you going to buy? How much this and that are you going to be buying from us? They're not really making their money on the franchises and stuff like that. What we decided to do is we would rather have quality people making quality decisions and stuff like that in business to grow their company, and have it less franchisees with more quality, basically business partners that we decided on.
Yeah, so in essence, I mean, you were hyper focused on saying, we'll figure out how to make money later. Let's focus on getting strong business operators that are going to have the hustle and grit to grow a business, and then we'll worry about everything else later.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we wanted to have our franchisees be able to grow. So our population and stuff like that is one of the largest. When you buy in our franchise, you get the largest population of any of our competitors in our market. I mean, we're the number one that has the largest population. We would rather them be able to grow that to buy more versus bringing in a bunch of different new people in smaller territories. So that was our goal. To be able to grow those people and they could grow their company versus just having a small business and stuff like that. We want them to have a large business as well to grow. So that was kind of our focus, is the quality versus quantity.
So how many franchisees do you guys have now?
So we're currently sitting right now technically technically two. We have another location we just lost, Cincinnati, but we're trying to resell that to have the third one going and stuff like that. So we're fairly new in this. Our one in Nashville just started about 3 months ago, so he's been up and running for about 3 months now. And then our other one in Arizona, he's been going on for quite a long time, since 2011, I think, what when that one started out there.
And are you guys running a corporate location too?
Yeah, so Jeff has Nebraska. He has 2 locations there, and I actually have Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, so now you got first few franchisees. What's going well for you that you expected, and where did you expect to be that maybe you're not at so far?
So we've had a lot of setbacks and stuff like that. Not due to our part, but a lot due to different lawyers and stuff like that, and other people holding us up. And we had to redo a lot. We had to redo a lot of our building CRM programs and stuff like that. So that's kind of pushed us back. We're back about 2 years right now behind where we wanted to be. But when we started this adventure, we always decided we don't want to do a fast growth. We want to do a slow growth. That way we're concentrating on those quality products and quality candidates and stuff like that coming in as franchisees. So, with Nashville right now building and stuff like that, it's still a learning curve and things like that. We're still learning with them, but he's right there with us. We tell people we're your partners. We're not basically your boss or anything like that. Don't look at us any way of a franchisor. Look at us as your friends. We're here to help you and stuff like that to grow. So, we're ironing out all the basically the bad right now, and with Nashville, and hoping to grow and kind of get by next year. We'd like to get about 3 or 4 more added on to our program.
You think is it a gap in marketing and brand awareness and getting yourselves into the conversation? Because obviously you guys solve such a big need. Like there's plenty of homeowners who need you. Is it an awareness issue?
No, I mean, so what we did is we actually rebranded this past year, and that's been huge for us. We're starting to get those going. What kind of separates us is Jeff and I fund this completely out of our own pockets.
Yeah.
So that's really been hard for us because we have to pay cash for everything. So we're continuously running our business, but we're also pumping this one too. And it takes a lot of money and time to do franchises and do them right. So that's why we're slow. So we rebranded just recently, and that's been huge for us. I mean, branding for us is everything. People love our logo, and that's where they're starting to meet. It's more of getting the money to fund it. We're not owned by a private equity firm. We don't have private equity money. That's not our goal. Our goal is to keep basically doing what we're doing and fund it ourselves and pay cash, because we don't want to give up that equity. We don't want to give up somebody else coming in to tell us what to do, because we have the right model. And if somebody came in with money, they're just going to tear that away. So we're really focused on what we can do ourselves. And that's why we're slow growth.
What's the dream now? Where do you see this going?
So basically we want to get to over 100 by year 5. And that's kind of where we want to stand, between 80 to 100. And our goal is basically to take over and kind of take over the market to help other people realize, franchising is actually a really good model. Even though some places are kind of crooked, and pretty much a lot of them in our industry are crooked. They're not focused on their franchisee, and we don't like that. We're basically your buddy is kind of what we want to do. And that's kind of where we're sitting at. So we would like to grow there if we can. If not, we'll take the slower numbers with the basically the quality people is kind of where we're going.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So to a ghost candidate that's looking at the business category, and there's competition in the category, which means when they're evaluating what opportunity makes most sense for them, they're going to look at you as a human and say, are you my guy? What else do you want them to know about the business opportunity that maybe we haven't talked about or isn't on your website?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely the lowest, and most people, when they go through us, we're the lowest franchise fee starting out. There's a reason for that. Jeff and I, we don't need a ton of money. It basically pays for us to train you and things like that. So that's why we are the lowest. We have the highest population that you can actually buy. So no one else out there is doing what we're doing. We're doing 1 million population that you're buying. Most people are 75,000 territory. population, and a lot of people include other places like businesses and apartments and stuff. And obviously we can't really do that. We're a garage floor company.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for us, to get into those applications. So, we're over 1 million basically population quality candidates in your metropolitan area. And basically, what sets us apart is our training. We do 1 week with basically us at headquarters, and you're actually doing jobs. You're on your hands and knees out with our jobs. And then basically whenever you get done and set up at your home location, we come out to you again for another week of training. We focus on the training. We train you correctly. You get familiar with the products and stuff like that. It's just a lot easier versus, hey, 2-day class training and yep, you're set to go. Good luck. Call us if you need us. So, that's kind of what sets us apart is our training and stuff like that. And then obviously Jeff and I are always there to help you out. We're answering the phone nonstop, constantly throughout the day and throughout the night.
What is the franchise fee?
So right now we started off with our first 3. It's changing, but it was $17,500 entry fee. Okay. So we're getting ready to actually bump that up to $45,000. So that's what we're trying to get these people in. We have a new sales firm for us that sells us. So they are costing us a little bit more, but basically it pays for all their fees and stuff like that. That's not where we're making. We don't make any money on that. Most people think we do, but we don't. We don't make any money on that. It just kind of pays our bills and keeps us going and stuff like that. So
I imagine part of the increase in the fee is so that you can get involved in the broker networks.
Exactly. Yep. That's where we're going. That's the next route to get into. They know the right people and they have the right clientele and stuff like that. So it just helps us to get into those networks.
Love it. Well, Dan, thanks for sharing your story. Look forward to seeing where it goes. Obviously, you're in the early stages of growth, but you're well positioned, good brand. You have the right commitment from a sport standpoint. Looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
For Dan, I'm Nick. This is another episode of Meet the Zor.